How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Little Kings podcast. My name's Ryan, aka Penguin Monster.
And my name is Ryan, aka No Mercy Merc. On this week's podcast, we cover Mr. Beast brings content creators together once again for a good cause. Apple vs. Android fandoms, Fortnite Pro FaZe Ewok opens up about his gender identity, and just how valuable is your personal data?
Let's find out. So we made it, man. We're recording a podcast. I didn't think I'd be here this week, maybe. Folks who are a fan of the podcast and listen regularly, you probably noticed that the podcast was late this week. It was not us being lazy and missing a recording, which has happened in the past. But I had a series of unfortunate events over the past week. No, I didn't say, "Hey Siri, get out of here, phone." That culminated into me not having internet for 4 days, and so I was unable to upload the podcast, work on a thumbnail, all that kind of stuff that you learn to live with internet. So Friday, had a good week. Everything was great. I was actually in the process of editing the podcast when all of a sudden our lights flickered, and it was clear that there was a pretty big power surge. You even heard like noises of like electricity. And actually there's a bunch of like power boxes on our property. It's like outside of our fence, but it's technically on our property. So we can sometimes hear when things are wrong with the electrical things in our neighborhood. So come to find out, well, no, I'm sorry. So we thought nothing of it because the power was on still. So we just kind of went about our day. Maybe about a half hour later, got a knock on our door. And we weren't expecting anybody. So we were like, that's a little weird. I opened the blinds, and it's our local county fire rescue. Fire truck had pulled up right outside of our house. It's like, whoa, that's really strange. What did I do? Open the door. Sir, please do not touch any of your cars. There are downed power lines that are live on top of both of your vehicles. Please be careful walking anywhere around your property. A garbage truck came through the neighborhood, had its bail up, forgot to lower it, and basically took out. He didn't know all this at the time, but we came to find out later. Took out 3 or 4 power line poles and maybe 25 different lines that were running throughout the neighborhood. Maybe a half a block away from my house.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh my God.
And actually when the fire rescue person came in, he's like, you probably don't have power. You know, many people are out right now. And I was like, no, we're fine. I later came to find out, and this was kind of further down in the story, we actually have our power and internet and all that kind of stuff. Since we're so close to the pole, it's dug underground from the pole to our house. So our line specifically for our house is fine in terms of electrical. The internet, I think, like however it works, it was killed at that source, so we didn't have internet for a long time. But they had to turn all of the power off in the area to work on this stuff. So I was without power completely for about maybe 16 hours total. I ended up going to stay with my dad that night. So that was Friday night. I had originally looked forward to playing video games for fun both Friday and Saturday night this weekend, which I hadn't done in quite a while. Needless to say, that did not happen. Did you play video games for fun over the weekend?
Not much, no.
Okay.
Between studying, I think I got like 4 hours in maybe.
Okay. Well, that's 4 hours
Something.
more than me. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So that happened. Um, Also, our internet went down. I ended up calling them the next day, and they were like, "We have no appointments available until Tuesday." So I said, "I was like, this is Saturday. You're telling me it's not just me. Our entire neighborhood does not have internet service, and you can't come out for 4 days." They're like, "We're very sorry, sir. You know, we have limited number of technicians during COVID, blah, blah, blah." I went a little bit Karen and was like, "Can I speak to a supervisor?"
Ooh.
I was very polite though. I just asked, I was like, "Is there any way we can escalate this further?" Like because I also work from home for my regular job. So I was
Right.
like, is there any way we can get this figured out? Because I actually need this to work. Which I ended up using the hotspot on my phone. And that worked okay for Monday. So it was fine. But basically, end of the internet story, Tuesday morning. So this morning, there were maybe 7 or 8 AT&T trucks in our neighborhood because instead of realizing, oh, this many people called in one area, it's probably the general neighborhood internet because lines got cut type of thing. They had to set up individual house appointments. And so everybody showed up at once on Tuesday morning. So it was kind of funny to look outside and there was just all these AT&T trucks. So that was one thing. That's the reason why the podcast didn't come out. But that's not all that we had to deal with this weekend. Sunday morning, so Friday night I stayed with my dad because our power went out. It started getting hot. We're in South Florida, so figured I'd just stay with him. That was fine. We come back Saturday night. We don't have internet, but we could use our hotspot a little bit. That would have never been enough for uploading a podcast and all that kind of stuff. It was just enough to maybe watch some YouTube videos type of thing. Saturday night, we go to sleep. Sunday morning, we wake up and we're like, what's that sound? There's something going on in the house. That's weird. Come out into our kitchen area and there is a waterfall coming out of our ceiling. And I'm telling you, it's like it's raining inside. It's pouring water out of every opening we have in the. We have a couple entries to the attic, and I'm like, oh my God, I know exactly what it is because we have a hot water heater in the attic. We've been worried about that forever, and I'm like, it's happening. It's like, to Christina, I'm like, call my stepdad up because he knows a lot of stuff about house stuff. I was like, tell him to get over here. I don't know what to do. I was like, we got to figure out how to shut off the water. So I run to the outside of our house, find where the water main line is, shut that off. Luckily, it wasn't that the tank itself completely corroded and collapsed because that would be like 50 gallons of water.
Yeah.
It was one of the hoses that led into the tank that corroded and that burst. So there's a lot of pressure when you've got it all the way on. So that's why there was so much that came out. But as soon as I turned off the main source of water, it stopped.
Oh, okay.
So it was a lot of water, but we caught it fairly quickly. We luckily, if we were not home, I really think our ceiling could have collapsed. It was so much. If we were gone for hours, forget it. But luckily we caught it within a few minutes. Unfortunately, and I actually had to turn down the gain on my microphone because we've got floor fans, like just box fans all over the kitchen floor, because our flooring, it got under the flooring, like between the spaces. We have like a laminate, it's like fake wood, basically flooring. And there's like bubbles in it now. And I don't think we're going to be able to salvage it. I think we're going to have to replace that, unfortunately, because it's like buckling and stuff now.
Oh my gosh.
So it was a hell of a weekend, man.
Unforgettable.
Yeah.
Unforgettable.
Yeah. It was not fun at all. So I had the plumber come out, replace like that one line that was the main culprit, but he went up there and he was like, they're all like that. Like there's many different hoses up there. They could go anytime. And we were worried about the hot water heater because that's been like 12 years old, I think it is. So we're just going to get it all taken care of as soon as he's like gone for a week or something, but then he's going to take care of it all. So anyways, that's the story. A little bit of personal life story, which may not be of interest to everyone, but I thought it was relevant because that's why we were late on the podcast. And yeah, I'm sorry, but I had to deal with some shit.
I'm like a huge nerd when it comes to insurance. So is any of it covered by insurance?
I would think yes. We've definitely got a deductible though. I honestly don't think it's going to be that much to replace the flooring. Because it's not a very big area. The main thing is going to be like finding matching flooring to go there. So we'll see. Yeah, I haven't gotten that far in the process yet. We're still trying to dry it out. We're kind of hoping it'll dry out, but it probably won't. So I don't think the plumbing stuff itself is covered by insurance. I think it's just damage that would be covered. So.
Well, I'm sorry you had to go through that.
It's okay.
So, like, did the water heater start leaking, or like it's not even like considered a leak, like gushing out water at like a reasonable time? Like, did you get up?
We were really lucky.
Would it have woke you up in the middle of the night?
No.
Was it that loud?
Well, so the problem is we sleep with rain sounds.
But of course. So just the added rain.
So yeah, we would have had no idea. It was like my alarm went off. We were just kind of laying in bed with our dog, just kind of chilling, and then we heard the sound. So it really was good timing in terms of when it would like it was a good time to happen.
Seriously, yeah.
And like the weekend before we were gone, we had taken a trip to my mom's condo for the whole weekend. So if it had happened then, forget it.
Wow.
So yeah.
Good but bad. Good but bad.
Very weird things happened this weekend. Like the people taking care of like the power lines and stuff, they were like, this is such a strange occurrence.
2020. Yeah. It just keeps piling on.
Exactly.
Well, I hope your series of unfortunate events is over.
Thank you.
And that they don't keep rolling, because I know that sometimes that can be the case.
Yeah, they say things come in threes, so
that's true.
I'm kind of like just wondering what the next thing is going to be, but hopefully we avoid that.
Hopefully the internet and power was two combined into one.
Let's say that.
So you've gone through your three.
Yes. Let's go with that.
Yes. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
So what's going on in gaming news and things? I've been a little bit out of it.
Yeah, so I can fill in what we talked about in the last podcast. We talked about Deller for like a little bit,
right?
And his Twitch unban. So he yesterday did his very first Twitch test stream.
Ooh.
Is what he called it.
Okay.
And he's a very anxious person. Like that is what kind of got him in trouble on Twitch in the first place was he would get anxious, he would out of control kind of thing.
Right.
Watching it was like hard to watch. Like
Uh-oh.
he was so on edge of like people posting something in chat that could get him banned if it wasn't removed quick enough, because like Twitch trolls roll out for these type of events, you know.
Sure.
So
Hopefully he
like
had, did he have mods? He must have had.
he
Yeah.
had mods, but like still he was like not comfortable playing the game at all. He was like it was tough to watch.
Yeah.
It was really tough to watch.
What did he play?
He played Call of Duty Warzone.
Oh, and that itself can get you on edge too.
Yeah, and he was playing it solo too.
Oh.
So, but he like his whole it added to the anxiety because like his whole chat, he's reading chat because he wants to know what people's opinions are, and literally it's half and half. It's like, why the fuck are you on Twitch? Like, this isn't for you. They already threw you under the bus once. Like, get over it. Stay on YouTube. And so he's literally in the middle of battling like what he wants to do.
Yeah.
And he knows there's no possible way of pleasing everyone. And so it's really like putting a lot of weight on him. And
Yeah, part of the issue I feel like is it can't really be a true test because like you said, a lot of the trolls and people like that will come out the first couple times, whereas maybe he streams for a few weeks and then it just gets to the more normal audience. But maybe not. Who knows?
yeah. And so the really interesting thing was, I think he didn't peak very high. He peaked at maybe like 4,500 people watching him, where
Yeah.
usually he averages 10K on YouTube.
Was
And
it
he had
like
never,
unannounced type of thing?
I mean, he announced it a couple hours beforehand.
Okay.
He was like, I'm going to be streaming on Twitch today. Um, but yeah, I don't think he's ever hit 10K on Twitch ever. So another thing that plays in
Oh,
that
he
everyone's
has
like,
more on YouTube?
yes, consistently more.
Oh.
So that's why everyone's kind of like, why are you even doing this? Like, your career is so much better over here.
Huh.
And like, just take it as you can now play with your friends who stream on Twitch. Like, that is the only way you should look at this unban.
Yeah.
Which, like, I don't think they're wrong. But at the same time, like, support the man if you support the man. Like, whatever he chooses, like,
Right.
yeah, I don't know.
That's a weird
I don't
one.
know.
Huh.
Yeah. It's a really interesting situation.
Do you have any idea when Twitch unbans someone? Is it like their account was wiped, or do they still have their followers, all that kind of stuff, who will get notifications and things like that?
Yeah, so it was similar to how it happened with Ninja. So they basically unbanned him. He wasn't an affiliate or a partner, but he still had all the following and all that from beforehand. So you just had to re-earn affiliate or re-earn partnership.
Gotcha.
And obviously, like, both of them would do that within a day. But at the same time, they have to apply for partnership, and that's a manual process. So Twitch can still say no to partnership.
Right.
So
yeah, I thought. Gotcha. I remember that happening for Ninja. I didn't know if maybe he was kind of a one-off case, because there was so much drama around that, and he had switched over to Mixer and all those kind of things.
Yeah, no, Deller had 400,000 followers or something and change when he was unbanned. So yeah, I'm interested to see what he does. He's not my cup of tea to watch, so it's really not going to affect me much.
Yeah.
Where he ends up, but I don't know. I mean, obviously,
interesting streaming realm stuff for sure.
Yeah. Because how do you treat an unban? Because I wonder, like, if Doc were to ever get his lawsuit in order or whatever's happening with him, if he were to get unbanned, what would he do? I think he would stay on YouTube because Twitch already screwed him once. But
right, if that was the reason, which we had, thought perhaps they banned him for kind of like a salary cap thing, then yeah, why would he come? I don't see Twitch unbanning him if that was a reason, first off. and then to why would he ever come back to Twitch with how he was treated.
Money, money,
Well,
money.
that's true. If they're like, well, but the problem is, didn't they cut off the money?
Guaranteed.
Right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the contract would have to be drawn up differently, I guess.
Oh,
But,
yeah. Doc would read every word multiple times and make sure that there's no loopholes or anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So,
Crazy.
talking about all these different creators, MrBeast is hosting the Creator Games 2 on October 17th. Which I kind of missed the first one, to be honest. Do you have any knowledge of this, or should I go ahead and explain some of it? I feel like I should give background in general anyways.
I think I recall number 1 happening or people talking about number 1, but I don't remember the logistics. So yeah, let's talk through it.
Yeah, so it's a YouTube original show. So it's, you know, a direct collaboration with YouTube to put this on. And basically, as you could imagine, it involves a lot of different creators doing different types of games. So the first one, I think it looks like there's 24 creators for the second one. I'm not sure how many were for the first one. The first one was won by Nadeshot at the end of things. Nadeshot is no longer playing. He's actually a commentator along with Courage for Creator Games 2, which I think will be great. I like their commentating, and I like their relationship where they can kind of poke fun at each other and that type of stuff. So all this stuff, I believe, is for charity. I think Matt Haig, who's Nadeshot, donated $250,000 to a charity for winning for Creator Games 1. Apparently, MrBeast has said in a tweet reply to Creator Games 2, the winner gets $300,000 to give away to their fans. So I don't know what that means exactly. But some of the folks in this, bunch of TikTok people, so you probably won't be familiar with them.
Nope.
Ninja's in it. I know you know Ninja. Typical Gamer. Do you know who that is?
No.
Yeah, so he's actually really big on YouTube. He got big from his videos, not actually his streaming, but he also streams. Let's see who else. Yes Theory. Are you familiar with Yes Theory?
Nope.
Okay. Dream was the Minecraft YouTube person I had told you about a little while ago. Matt Pat and his wife, you know Matt Pat?
I'm so out of YouTube culture, I guess.
Yeah, Matt Pat makes Game Theory. Have you ever seen Game Theory?
Nope.
Oh, it'll be like, you know, how much money would Mario make in real life, or like, you know, it's like questions about video games and like, yeah, there's some fun videos there. Laserbeam, Twitch streamer.
Nope.
Okay. Marquez Brownlee, I know you know him. MKBHD.
MKBHD. Yeah.
There you go. That's one you know. Swoozy.
Nope.
And then Jaden Animations.
He animates stuff.
She. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Matt Stoney. He's a YouTube. Nope. He's a competitive eater. All right. You're not.
I do know him. Him. I've seen him.
Okay. Yeah. So I think a lot of YouTube side creators this time. I did see that Casey Neistat was in the first one. I know you know him.
Yeah.
So yeah, you don't know a ton of the people, but they are pretty big names.
So what are some types of games they play?
Sure. So I think they're not actually video games.
Okay.
Maybe there are some video games in it, but what I've seen is things like trivia. Ooh. They'll do like spelling competitions, geography, rock, paper, scissors, like all those different types of kind of party games, I would say.
Okay. That's really fun.
Yeah.
That's really fun. I would watch it. When is it?
It's on October 17th,
October 17th.
which is this Saturday.
Oh, the podcast will be out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go
So,
watch it.
yeah.
No. But finish this first. No. Finish this first and then go there.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Man, we're going to give them a lot of traffic.
I know. And we're sending everyone there.
This is free sponsorship on the Little Kings podcast. MrBeast, get in contact with us. We'll advertise your next one if you'd like.
Yeah, it's for charity. It feels pretty good.
Sure. Yeah.
I'll be watching it. I'll watch it for sure. If I have time.
Yeah.
My time is very short right now. But so since you mentioned Marquez Brownlee.
Yes.
He's very into tech. He usually gets samples of stuff right before they come out. He does reviews and stuff like that on YouTube.
Yep.
Today there happened to be a couple products launched. Apple
Yep.
had their big October reveal today, where they revealed four iPhones and a HomePod. And HomePod Mini. That is my apologies. Yes. So I had missed the live showing of it, and I went to YouTube to go find it, and I was given like 3 options from at the top of my search, and it was the whole Apple event in 1 minute was the first video.
Wow, that's a quick highlight there.
Yes, and
that's
then,
like when you're about to take a test on a book and you're like, shit, I didn't read anything.
Spark
Notes. Yeah.
Spark Notes. There was about a 10-minute review video, and then there was the whole shebang, the 1 hour, 10-minute video. And like, there was something in me that like, I can't just watch the condensed version of an Apple event. I don't know what it is. Like, they make those things so damn entertaining,
especially with the at-home ones. Like,
yes.
when they can't do the auditorium, like the transitions and things that they have are really cool. They don't just like film a person giving a keynote. They make sure to make it its own source of entertainment as well.
Yeah, the last one when they released the watches was a little more on the boring side. They didn't have like crazy transitions like they did today. Did you watch today's?
I watched today's. I didn't watch any previous ones, but I did.
Oh, okay. It was fucking awesome.
It was
like
cool.
They don't have to make it that cool, but it's so good. It feels like a film that you're watching the whole time.
They're very good at they're very good at selling stuff.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of it, we don't have to get too techie on this podcast, but you're in a very dangerous territory with me because I'm a tech nerd for sure.
Yeah.
So I personally have an iPhone now. I had an Android phone for many, many years. Honestly, one of the only features that I'm on iPhone for is iMessage. It's a personal thing. When I'm traveling and stuff, it's much easier to have that because you get free Wi-Fi on the plane. You can still do iMessage. I could see when my wife's read a message, that kind of stuff. Basically, they've copied everything from Android for the past 5 years. They package it up nicely. They do it well when they copy. But then they just make the coolest marketing videos and the coolest like presentations for them. Every other company makes a janky ass presentation. So I understand why the masses really think it's like these incredible products. They're great, solid products, but they're not like revolutionary like they always say they are, type of thing.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I feel like they do definitely copy, but they definitely innovate on top of the copying too. Like there's additional features or more like a consistency factor. in them that like it works more percentage of the time or something like that.
Yeah, well,
Or, like,
since they make their own hardware and software, it is definitely more consistent.
mhm.
And like usually will last longer in terms of the life of the phone, and will receive more updates and those type of things. So yeah,
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure. But there was one portion in the event today that this this woman engineer, she was talking about their neural network and their machine learning stuff like built into their phone.
yeah.
She's using the largest words I've ever heard, and they know there are millions of people watching this. And I bet maybe like a handful of them actually understand what she's talking about, or like
Yeah,
something. But like it's they still make it so good.
yeah. I
They're
wonder
like
if some of that is like, yes, they know people won't exactly understand it, but they might still think it's impressive because they were throwing out like there's 11.9 billion transistors in this chip and things like
trillion.
that. I think
Trillion.
there's a billion transistors.
Oh, is that what it was?
I think it's a trillion. I don't know. I don't know. There was definitely a trillion number thrown out there. Yeah.
God, I don't. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I love watching them. They're like movies to me.
They're
I don't
fun
know.
for sure. I'm definitely gonna get the new phone. I'm kind of on that iPhone upgrade plan, so it's just like I think it's the same price as the previous one, so I might as well get the new one. I did like that their base phones now are 128 gigs.
Hmm.
Like that's significantly better than 64 gigs.
Oh yeah,
So yeah, but
yeah. I'm still rocking the iPhone X that I've had for 3 years
okay.
now.
So are you thinking about upgrading or?
Yeah, I think I might, especially since I feel like this is the last phone they're going to offer a good trade-in value for the X,
Mm-hmm.
because they're still offering me $440,
That's awesome.
which is a ton. So it
Yeah,
brings my monthly payment from like $40 down to like 27 or something.
yeah,
So it's like it's so good. It's so good.
yeah. I think
Uh,
I'm gonna try out the MagSafe wallet. Did you see that?
I did see that.
Yeah.
I have my nifty wallet thing that like flips out, so I will not be doing that. But I just wonder how many cards that thing holds, because
Right.
they
So
only showed one ever going in it.
yeah, I have a great wallet that I like too. That's pretty compact. But I was just thinking for like quick runs to the store or something, like you just throw your ID and credit card in there, and then you don't have to take a wallet everywhere. Like I'd still use a wallet, but I think it's a good extended thing. Like sometimes
Okay.
Christina won't bring anything with her, and this is my wife, and she'll just like give me her ID, and I was like, oh, that'd be great just to like throw in there, and if she gets one, she doesn't have to give that to me now, and yeah. So
Yeah.
I wish that all I had to carry was my phone. You could kind of do it with your Tesla, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you
I
can open
basically
your
just have my
car
phone
door.
in my wallet.
Yeah,
And if everything were to move to Apple Pay, that's literally the only thing holding me back. Because I have like the automatic key lock for my house.
right.
Like everything's automated. I even went somewhere once that I forgot my wallet. So yes, I was driving illegally, but like I paid for everything using Apple Pay.
Yeah.
Like I really didn't miss my wallet, besides like if I had a virtual ID.
Hmm.
That would be like it.
That was the
Which
other
like
thing that
why
happened.
is that
Sorry.
not a thing?
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah, virtual ID.
Yeah.
It'd be a little iffy with like people stealing your
Copying.
identity, right?
Oh, that too. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But I was gonna say that was the other thing. Maybe that was the third thing. I had credit card fraud last week.
Shut your mouth.
Yeah, so I had to get a new credit card shipped to me.
Damn,
So
I hate that because I memorize my card number
yeah,
and then that just
yeah, and it's like it
ruins
was
it.
one that I used for a lot of automatic payments and things like that too. So I got to
Oh,
switch all that shit over. Yeah, it's rough. I honestly don't know how they caught it because it was all I got was like a potential fraud alert at a Citgo gas station in the city I live in, and
huh.
I was like, yeah, that wasn't me. You got it right, but how do you know it wasn't me? Because I go to gas stations in my city. That's not like a weird charge. But
Yeah.
they caught it. I didn't go to a gas station that day. But I was like, I just don't understand how you know that.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
So wait, they didn't have your physical card.
No, they like spoofed it somehow.
Huh.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I've had mine spoofed like twice before, but it gets used in like the Philippines or something. Like something really
Yeah,
weird.
I've had that before for sure.
Yeah.
So this one was so weird because I was like, how would you have any idea that that's not me?
Yeah. Huh. Huh.
So, but I'm glad they
I
caught it, obviously, because it wasn't.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Had you used your card previously that day?
I didn't use my card at all that day. I was home.
Huh.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah. So, yeah. So it's been a weird week. I forgot about that. That seems so minor compared to all the other stuff that had happened, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Weird.
Yeah.
Weird.
So, yeah. So Apple, some cool stuff. I would say phones in general, there hasn't been anything that exciting in the past few years.
Yeah.
Like when smartphones first came out, it was like every year there's some huge advance that was worth, potentially getting a new phone for. But I don't think now, you know. And I know people who are fanboys in the comments are gonna like call us out for being Apple if they're an Android fanboy or whatever. I've had both. They both have their pros and cons. And it's not worth being a fanboy on either one. They both have good uses.
They do. So I had some people bashing on me because I was talking about Apple in streaming the other day.
Okay.
And my analogy was that like Android's like a PC. Like you have so many different PCs to choose from that all get the same operating system. And like you download all these softwares that aren't optimized for it. So you have some hiccups, speed bumps, things that you're going to need to get over. Whereas Apple just doesn't. Like they have full control over their whole ecosystem.
Right.
That it's just simple.
It's
flawless.
funny though. It's funny though because you love PC.
I do, but I wouldn't like. I think it's just because I've had PCs my entire life. Like I know Windows like the back of my hand, but like Deirdre asks me how to do something on her Mac, and I'm like, I don't know.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always gone back and forth between different operating systems of all kinds. Like I have a MacBook laptop.
Mm.
Yeah. That's the one thing about PC. The handoff between phone and computer is very nice. You have to have an Android for PC and you have to have an iPhone for Mac. And it's like it's very nice to be able to just respond to text messages or do certain things without having to also be on a separate device when you're working at a computer. But it's not worth it to me to switch to Android still, even though I use PC primarily.
Mm-hmm. See, but then if you have an Android and you have a PC, you then have to choose what text messaging software do you want to put on your PC to interact with your Android phone.
Well, no, so
right?
So they have integration with Windows 10 now.
Oh,
A
okay.
lot of it may not be every Android phone, but a lot of the Android phones, it's just native. Like you just add in the phone. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I remember I had to test drive like 3 when I had a Note 3.
Yeah. Back in that
Like-
day, yeah. When I had an Android phone as well, it wasn't native. But yeah, with Windows 10, there's a native solution to it.
Okay. All right. So it's getting better.
Yeah.
It's getting better.
Well, because Windows, I think, used to have their own phone operating system that was never very popular. And then they just gave up. So now that's why they're integrating Android more.
Do they not make Windows phones anymore?
They do, but they run Android software.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Huh. All right. Huh.
So
I'm gonna stick with my iPhone. I like my iPhones. I don't
yeah,
know.
I will too, but I am starting to miss Android a little bit.
Hmm.
So
See, and my one complaint was that like the Note 3 I had was phenomenal for 3 months, and then it just got slow. It just like
yeah, to be fair, I think Android is much more stable now. Like
okay,
I
okay,
don't think there's I think it's like after a year maybe you're gonna have similar issues to that, but it won't be months anymore.
okay.
Yeah.
Because I think like the slowdowns were driven by like all the apps I had. Their new updates weren't optimized for what Android I was running or whatnot. I don't even know. Because
Right.
I felt like I was on like Android Lollipop or something,
Yeah.
and it was being updated like weekly, bi-weekly, something stupid because they were
Right.
fixing all these things, and it's like that's just so annoying. And
Yeah.
maybe I just had a bad experience, and maybe I should go back one day. Maybe I should rock two phones. I don't know.
Yeah. Could pull an
Maybe
MKBHD.
I could.
Yeah.
So he's got what, like 7? I don't know how many he
Well,
rocks at one
he
time.
has two like daily drivers that he uses. It's
Uh,
always the latest iPhone and then his favorite Android at the time. But he
hmm.
prefers Android. Yeah.
Well, when you get a new phone every
True.
two
Very true.
weeks.
Very true. Yeah, I had battery life issues a lot with Android phones, and even though some of the phones had much larger batteries, I think it's just the optimization between the hardware and software because my iPhone battery has eaten the lunch of any Android phone I've had, and I don't even think
Mhm.
iPhone battery is that good. It's just like whenever you're not using the phone, it doesn't consume much battery at all. Whereas
Mhm.
Android phones, even when they were sleeping, used a ton of battery at the time. But
But at the
also, I
same
haven't
time,
had it for years, so who knows?
yeah, yeah. At the same time, I remember my iPhone 5. It had its like year and a half, and then it was like battery was awful.
Yeah,
Like I remember they had
there was
very,
something
very
about
predictable
yeah, yeah. Wasn't there something about
degradation.
like an update came out or something that caused it to be like that? And I think there was like lawsuits around that actually.
Yeah, yeah, there were. Those are pretty recent
Yeah,
because it was even happening. They were doing it intentionally to like the 8 and
yeah.
this and the 7s and stuff just to make people upgrade. And then they
Well,
finally gave like they gave this amazing utility in your phone now to like it, it's I love data. I love charts. And so like it shows you this like really pretty chart of like expected degradation in the day and your actual degradation and how much
right.
of your battery was lost during screen off time and in what apps use the most. It's so cool. It's
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah. Well, and I think to be fair, what they were doing before was there's like battery life and performance are like negatives of each other, right? Like the faster your phone tries to work, the more battery it consumes. So I think they were still trying to make it seem like a modern phone with their
Mhm.
updates. Um, but because it's an old battery, that would drain the battery life quicker. So now I think they give you an option. You can keep the high performance, which degrades your battery life quicker, or you can go on like a performance saving mode,
Mm.
which will make the phone a little bit slower, but you'll have longer battery life.
Hmm. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So very,
Interesting.
very, very techie podcast so far.
Yeah, seriously. Let's get out of
I
the
like
tech.
it. Okay.
Let's get out. Let's get out.
Okay.
So one more big event that happened this week is I don't know if you're familiar with Ewok. I think we've talked about it on the podcast before. No, maybe we haven't.
Jog my memory.
So Ewok was a female 13-year-old deaf streamer that was signed to FaZe to play Fortnite.
Oh, cool. Okay.
The first ever female and deaf signed to an org
Oh
ever.
yeah, I think I vaguely remember this. We were talking about how like it'd be hard to game while deaf, like
Yeah,
at a high level. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. And so she actually uh, I'm gonna have to be careful in a minute, but Ewok tweeted out there's these things now where they send a link of like to another website where they post a blog type thing on it. It has a very specific name on where people have posted about like when they do something wrong or they're accused of something. I forget the website, but it's usually like a biddy link. Is that what they're called? When
Bit
they change the link to something else? I don't know.
Bitly.
Whatever. Yeah, Bitly, something
That's
like
just
that.
like a link shortener.
But it's similar to that, but it brings them to like a forum website where they post a single blog post where there's no comments, no nothing, but so that they can still tweet it.
Oh,
Anyways,
no idea. Yeah.
anyways, Ewok came out and said that he was transgender, going from female to male. And I just thought it was so amazing that Ewok is like fully aware of who he is at the age of 14 when I didn't even know like life itself yet. And for him to like, I don't know, just like be so open about it. And like because it was National Coming Out Day
Okay.
when he actually sent out the tweet.
Yeah.
um but I just like I thought it was so amazing that like he's such a role model to so many individuals and young individuals, because like being that young and in an esports org, it's like you already know you're going to have all these younger people looking up to you and being like, if he could do it, I could do it.
Yeah.
And then to one step further be like, I'm going to be my true self. I'm going to tell you exactly who my true self is. I just like I have nothing but like, I don't know. It's just such an admirable like thing for him to come out and do. I loved it. I thought we
Yeah,
should talk about it.
that's great. Yeah. I do think it's interesting, like you said, with somebody so young. I thought there were some kind of rules and stuff around esports and a player's age. I thought there was a limit because there's like cash prizes given and things like that. I thought there was some sort of age limit. Maybe it's over, or maybe 14 is over that limit.
It's over 13,
Okay. Okay.
and
Yeah.
and he can only stream with parent supervision or adult supervision.
What does that mean?
So like his parents or a supervisor or a legal adult needs to be next to him while he's streaming.
Does he have to be? Does the person have to be in camera? On camera?
I believe so, yeah.
Oh, interesting. Huh.
Yeah. Because I remember I had seen many streams of his where his mom was just sitting in the background. Just like kind of over.
What a great parent, actually.
Yeah, yeah. Seriously.
Because like
Yeah.
how like, all right, we love streaming and we get
Yeah.
it. Like, how boring would that be as a parent? Like, just for hours and hours to have to sit in the back. I mean, I guess when somebody is really taking off, like obviously this person's been signed to FaZe and like is very successful and I'm sure is making tons of money and things like that. That's one thing. But like at the beginning stages, you know, when the kid's just sitting there for hours and hours, like that would be a little tough as a parent.
Yeah, so I wonder how Ewok's whole career has kind of taken shape, because like I wonder if he won like a couple local tournaments or something and was practicing like off stream, wasn't really into streaming, and
Oh, and
then
then
it
went to
caught
streaming?
on that like he was really good,
Yeah.
and so his parents were like, well, you're getting like a huge following in the like competitive circuit. So yeah, we'll support you in your streaming too.
Right.
So
Yeah.
like I would think that's the way it would happen, especially since the minimum age to stream on Twitch is 13 and he happened to start streaming at 13. So I'm thinking there was
Yeah.
a early prodigy type
Right.
feel in the
That's
competitive scene.
awesome. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know like when it comes to competitive gaming, um a lot of times the awareness and like decision making and stuff, obviously people who are older can do that side of things, but in terms of reaction time and things like that, the younger you are, the easier that is. So if you can find someone that has the awareness and game sense and stuff at such a young age, they can really be superstars, because they've got that reaction time down and can practice and practice and practice and still have so long to get better at something. Whereas it's amazing with esports how, there's a few older folks like, and it's funny to call them older folks because they're like usually around our age.
Yeah.
But it's like, like Hiko, I think maybe 30 or something like that. And he's on a pro Valorant team, but really it's like early 20s and under for most esports teams. So
And so you bring up the game sense and think about layering deafness on top of that. You don't have
unbelievable.
teammates to tell you. Your game sense needs to be through the roof for you to not hear where
Yeah.
people are. You need to anticipate where people are and anticipate where your teammates are and all these things.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Even in Fortnite, you get a little like sound when there's a chest nearby. He doesn't get that.
Does he play with teammates?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because team collaboration would be really tough.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do they do text chat?
I think it's all ping based. Like
Oh, okay.
that. Luckily, Fortnite added that. I wonder if it had to do with deaf gamers. Actually,
I don't know.
I
And
mean,
you
it
can't even
definitely
hear
helps
the ping
everyone. But
sound.
no.
Wow. Yeah, I can't imagine gaming while deaf.
Yeah,
It'd be tough.
Yeah.
It would be easier than being blind. But
that is a fair point. Yes. Yes.
yeah, but that's incredible. Good for him.
Yeah. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
I just like, yeah.
I can't
Yep.
even come close to being good at video games with all my senses. So
No. Yeah. We just have fun. Yeah.
Rocket League, we could have maybe done something with.
Yeah. I mean, how old is Sunless Khan?
I have
He's
no
like
idea.
on the older
I
side.
feel like
He's
that's
like,
probably Googleable, right?
yeah. He's probably like high 20s, low 30s.
Sunless Khan age. He's a YouTube star.
Oh,
He's 28.
okay. All right.
So
Okay.
there's hope for us.
Yeah, totally.
We'd have to
Yeah.
dedicate so much time to it, though. It's never gonna
Yeah.
happen. Yeah,
Hey, don't say never. Not with that
it's
attitude.
never gonna happen for me.
Why not?
Because I have other interests besides just straight up Rocket League.
Oh. I thought you were talking about becoming a YouTube star.
Oh, no. Well, probably not going to happen, but I would love for that to happen. No,
We got 2 years. Like,
no, you could be older and be a YouTuber for sure.
that's true. That's true.
For sure. Yeah. So, any other topics on your end? We could do one Discord submitted one before leaving real quick, or
I do have one more.
All right,
wanted
shoot.
to see, I wanted to see if you became victim to Amazon Prime Day today.
I didn't even know it was happening.
Oh, perfect. Well, so the answer is no to that then.
Correct.
Are you like, have you participated in Prime Days before?
No, because I think they're generally a scam.
See, I think the same thing. Like my cousin texted me today, like, "Oh, did you pick anything up from Prime Day?" because it's a 2-day event now.
Okay.
Because of course they would turn it into a 2-day event.
Why not?
And I'm like, I don't need anything. And I don't need to go on Amazon searching through their Prime Day to see if I need anything. Because if I didn't think it up myself, I didn't need it.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they mark up some of the items before Prime Day actually starts so that it can look like it's a higher percentage savings as well.
Oh.
I think they've gotten in trouble with that in the past. I could be wrong, though. That's just allegedly. Yeah. And yeah, like I go on Amazon for very specific things that I need in that moment. I'm not like usually surfing around on Amazon like, oh, what could I get today type of thing. And I feel like I could exhibit that behavior at some point in the future, but I'm glad I'm not like that for right now because
Yes.
that could be a very slippery slope.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Do you really think it's that wrong for Amazon to mark prices up right before, though, and then discount them further?
Yeah.
Stores do it all the time.
Yeah.
They're just another store.
I think it's wrong when stores do it too.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like if everyone else is doing it, then why wouldn't Amazon do it?
Yeah, no, I understand why they do it in a business sense, but I don't like it in terms of being a consumer.
Well, no.
Yeah.
No.
Like
I just
I use Amazon all the time. I'm an Amazon Prime person. Obviously, I'm a Twitch streamer, which is owned by Amazon. But Amazon's definitely got some shady business things going on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they got their whole tax stuff going on too.
Tax stuff, how they treat their workers.
Yeah,
That kind of
all
stuff.
that.
Yeah.
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 Are we going to get deplatformed on Twitch now?
No, we're posting this on YouTube.
Yeah, and I think we're small enough.
We love Google. Google's amazing.
Hey, Google.
No, just kidding.
Yeah, Google's got its own issues too. Really, all of them do. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. We could get more techie and talk. Apple's in a good position because they sell hardware and not data, so they can look very like pro-consumer security and that kind of stuff. Whereas Google and Amazon and all those people sell personal data, and that's seen as shady.
Do you think Apple doesn't sell data? Or do you think they do sell data? They say they don't, but do you think they do?
I don't think they do because that's kind of like their business. That's kind of like their edge right now is that they don't. I think if that came out that they do, it would be a very big deal and people would be pretty upset.
Do they store all of it?
They might do that.
What are they saying?
Although most of the devices, it's only local. Like it doesn't ping back anywhere.
That's what they say.
Well, most of that stuff's been tested.
Okay.
By like third parties.
Okay.
Because you can see when data is transmitted out.
Remember when Volkswagen had this thing where they fooled all the third parties in their admission testing, but they knew that they were doing something shady?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's true.
If they can sense it being tested, then they can.
Yeah. But I guess,
I don't know.
Like, it's just, it wouldn't really make sense to me because that's not really part of their business model. Like, they don't really care about advertising and things like that because they're not really selling software. They're selling hardware and they're selling like the App Store and things like that. Whereas Google serves up content so that they can advertise on it. So that's why they store data so that they can give you better ads. Same thing with Facebook or any of the social media companies. And then Amazon as well, they want to collect as much data as possible so that people who sell on their platform can target you.
But like, okay, so we were talking about how like Apple's like the copier of everything. Like,
Yeah, but they
what if
used to. They occasionally have an innovation.
they do here and there, here
Yeah.
and there. But what if they catch the drift that, like, all right, this advertising biz, this ain't bad. we should dive into this. And then you have to think, if they're already storing everything or majority of everything, they're gonna have a pretty good base.
Yeah, it could happen, but I just don't see it because that's kind of their one thing that makes them different than these other tech companies. And they're already over $1 trillion company. Like,
maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see. Remember this day,
yes.
this podcast,
yes,
when something comes up 2 years from now.
Yeah.
Maybe not 2. 3. I give it 3.
3 years. Okay.
3 years. Yeah.
Okay. We'll see. We'll circle back.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, man.
So yeah, I think that'll just about do it.
Yeah. I mean, I will admit to the podcast that this podcast is shorter due to me because of my studying that needs to be done and my sleep that needs to be had and stuff. So but my exam is not this Friday, but next Friday. Ooh. Technically next Friday when this podcast is out. So yeah.
I don't think I've ever been more excited for someone else to be done with an exam.
I know. Now you get my excitement to just get it over with.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, but none of the stress leading up to it. It's a beautiful sight.
How you feeling about
it? Dude, so the thing with these exams are I've never felt confident once going in.
Solid.
And I've only felt confidence twice walking out. And you have to think, I've taken 12 of these.
Whew.
And both times I was confident walking out, I failed. So
you want to be not confident when you walk out on Friday?
Well, still, I was not confident on the other ones, and I still failed 7 of those.
Have you taken this one before?
Twice. I failed twice.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good luck.
Well, I thank you. But the thing is, like, there's no, like, you can't ask me how I feel about one of these because you're never going to feel confident enough because walking out, you're not going to feel confident. So you can't be confident beforehand kind of thing. They suck. Wouldn't recommend it to anyone.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, math rocks and they're kind of fun to take.
It's okay.
Yeah. They're fun to take if there wasn't a grade. You know?
I would never think that was fun. But, different strokes for different folks.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah. All righty. Well, thank you, everybody, for watching or listening. And we'll see you next week, barring any natural or unnatural disasters.
Amen.
All righty. Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.